Yo, what up? This is Shad. I'm chilling with my man Brown Rice and Vessel.
I get it. Maybe I'm not big cause I don't blog or Twitter. Dog, I'm bitter. I didn't have it on the flop, but I'll win it on the river.
Man, first off, congrats on the Juno.
Thank you.
How does it feel to edge Drake out?
Well, you know, Drake wins 364 days a year, so it's a surprise and it's cool. Definitely, like, all the nominees I think were great, and it's cool to be in their company and all that cliched stuff. But it's honestly true. So it's cool, yeah, it's great. It was something to celebrate with the team, and yeah.
It's kind of like that part wasn't televised.
Yeah, well, for various reasons, I'm fine with that. For one, I definitely didn't prepare a speech, so I'm kind of glad that wasn't televised nationally. But also, you know, they actually don't hand out a lot of awards on the final night. So like, you know, rock album of the year, alternative album of the year, none of them were televised. Best new group, you know, it wasn't televised. So, you know, I understand people that like have a point of contention there because there's been a history with the Junos of not necessarily respecting hip-hop music as much as they should. But, you know, if I'm honest, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they presented it last year on televised, and you know, so it's really not that big of a thing for me. Some people are upset about it, but really, if I'm honest, I'm not actually that upset about it.
All right. Yeah. So you've dispelled the notion that you've dispelled the notion of being the Mike Jordan recording, but are you fine with the title Celine Dion recording?
Absolutely. She's got jams.
What's your favorite jam by Celine Dion?
Probably If You Ask Me To.
Okay,
That's a jam.
right.
Water from the Moon is also good. But see, I went to French school, so I know her whole French catalog too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, like French immersion or like full out French?
Full out French.
Alright, okay.
Incognito, you should check that out.
Alright,
You should check out Ziggy,
Alright.
French joints.
Alright. I'm not ready for that.
Dude, we were up on Celine before, you know, before the rest of Canada. I've been up on Celine.
Not ready for that. Anyway, speaking on Canada, I mean, like, you've been getting a lot of love from Canada. I mean, you've been noticing your exposure just go up, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you're getting more recognized when you're trying to get a bite or something. You know, people come up to you and
Yeah.
say hi. Like, how do you stay grounded throughout all those things?
Well, if they say hi, you know, and I'm trying to get a bite to eat, you know, I'm just like, well, aren't you gonna pay for it? You know, are you gonna like buy me something? Like, come on, man, we've just been kicking it. It's not free. Don't you know who I am? You do know who I am. I don't do that actually, but you know, I don't know. I try to kind of keep in touch with real friends and family, and then it's just like a daily thing, really, of sort of like reminding myself of what's important. Because sometimes it can be exciting, other times it can just be busy. And then also when you're just on the road a lot, it's just like transient, so you're not really like in touch with the same community of people all the time. So that's difficult. And I think like whether or not you're like in my line of work, I think just in general in our society now, like it's a real challenge to remind yourself of what's important and the people that are important to you. Because you have the capacity to keep in touch with everybody you've ever met in your entire life. And that's never existed before. So like, there can be a lot pulling you in different directions now, I think. And yeah, you really have to find ways to remind yourself of what's important.
Well, just speaking on that, like, you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Right. Full front, you're a Christian.
Yeah.
How do you stay rooted in spiritually? On a faith level, on a hope level, like, or in terms of loving people around you, loving God?
Yeah.
How do you stay rooted?
Again, it's like a daily thing, you know. I grew up, you know, in the church, and so the methods that I've learned as far as like praying and reflecting on certain texts, you know what I mean, reflecting on Jesus' teachings, reflecting on the metaphors, you know, that he put forward. Yeah, it's so rich in meaning, and it's ways that I've kind of incorporated into my life of reminding myself of those things that I believe are important.
Very cool. Do you incorporate that? Because you're a very metaphorical guy in your lyrics.
Yeah.
And you use a lot of similes, a lot of a lot of metaphors, a lot of analogies. Has your study of the word translated into how you write?
I think so. Yeah. I think that because you get an education in, it's like when Jesus was asked about something, he would always be like, well, it's like this, and he'd tell some story, give some illustration, because he's talking about profound things, right? You can't just be like, oh, well, here's a PowerPoint sheet, it's like that, It's like point form. It's not like that. It's like the way that we understand the world. That's the reason why art has always existed, music has always existed, because you can't come close to articulating the depth of who we are and what this life means without it. So, so that's always just sort of been there. In my musical education, in my spiritual education, it's just reinforced that idea that, like, that's what's necessary.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
In terms of metaphors or similes, like in the song Compromise, you refer to child porn in the sense of as a simile to taxes.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of flack from people about that, either from the secular crowd or from the church community?
Not really. No.
Serious?
Yeah, no, I haven't really gotten flack. Usually, because people don't give you negative feedback.
Yeah.
So if they have problems with what you say, they definitely don't tell you.
Well, I thought the Westboro Baptists would have came running.
No, people don't tell you. And I think, that's the good thing, too, about music is, like, there's freedom that comes with it, I just speak my mind, and like, music, for me, hip-hop music has always been a little bit irreverent, and that's just part of it, You take everything the speaker has to say with a grain of salt, because he's just speaking his mind, and he's just having fun. So, I don't have the same responsibilities as a politician or, say, someone who is, like, formally employed by this church, which is nice, It's nice because I feel like I can speak my mind and I can have fun without worrying too much about